Welcome, friends, to the Beaver Dam, and we are going to have a damn good time talking about characters. There are so many champions in this game. You go to your index, and it's just faction after faction with tons of different characters, and it's like, who are all these people? How do I know who I should level up? There's always going to be questions of that sort, especially for new players. You're going to be really confused by what you should level up, what you should maybe just devour into other champions, who should be the sacrificial lamb, and we're going to talk about that today. Speaking of being a new player, if you are trying to get into Raid Shadow Legends, the best way to do it is to go through a link from a content creator like myself. If you want to get into Raid Shadow Legends, go ahead and click that link down below, or scan the QR code that's popping up right now, and you'll get Rector Drath as well as Ugo, I don't know how to say their name, once you get a little higher in level, plus a lot of other stuff to help you out get started. Maybe you want to start a new account. It's going to help you out getting started regardless of whether you're a returning player starting a new account, you want to start a new account as an alt account, or you're a new player wanting to try out the game. So jumping in, speaking of these new players, if you are a new player, there are so many things that you're given. Even as a new player, you're going to constantly be getting champions from your green shards that you have going. You're going to be constantly opening up new stuff as you level up. You're going to get free champions just by leveling, like Ugo and all that type of stuff. And so who should you level up? First answer that's always true is your campaign farmer, which campaign farmer stands for your starting champion. Kale is who you should have chosen. I hope you did. There's a very specific reason why Kale. A lot of the other guys that are starter champions that you can choose from are solid. They do some good stuff, but Kale has something specific, and that is the poison mechanic. And I want to talk about this for a sec. I know this isn't a breakdown of like kits and that type of thing, but this is a really good indication of whether or not you should take a champion up, is if they have poison in their kit. And so poison is a damage over time effect, so it will deal 5% of their max health as damage every time they take a turn. That is amazing because in a lot of other games they'll consider like raid bosses and stuff immune to such effects, but in this game that's not true. I believe they're diminished, but they're not considered like completely taken away. And so some of the best damage numbers you're going to get in like Demon Lord and doing raid bosses as well as bosses at the end of chapters is going to be from champions like Kale, who do poison. And so if you get lucky enough to pull another poison champion earlier on, like Corpse Collector, which I pulled out of one of my first pulls, then you're going to be doing really solid already in the early game. So just wanted to do a quick side tangent. If you see poison in the kit, probably a character to take up. But that being said, campaign farmer, this is your main focus. Put everything into your campaign farmer. You might get a legendary from your promo codes, and yes, they're nice, but as you can see here, I'm pretty far into doing the campaigns and working on raid teams now. I still don't have this guy's stuff leveled up because I just can't afford it because he's a legendary. It's much harder to do. So your campaign farmer is one of the most helpful things because he's a rare, he's really good, and he'll basically just solo every activity for a long time. He's going to be good in the clan bosses. He's going to be good in so many different places. So Kale is the go-to, level him up. Secondly, if you use the promo code Sung Wukong, the one for him, which is Monkey King, it is another absolutely amazing one, and I would highly suggest getting him up. These two can duo all the way up into Brutal 12-3, which is usually your first goal, is trying to get through the campaign to Brutal 12-3, because you can farm good gear, farm good silver there, and so you're trying to push there as fast as you can to get yourself some good farms, and then you can circle around and start building out teams for the clan boss and that type of thing. And then if you don't have Wukong, you can also do Rector Drath, just someone with survival, someone with revive is something that's really, really helpful. So Rector Drath has a heal, she has a revive, very, very helpful as trying to get you through the campaign. That's kind of your main primary focus, is just getting through the campaign with as many stars as possible. 2 manning every battle gives you 3 stars on them if they both survive, and so that's kind of your focus, is either giving yourself two nukers like Wukong and Kale, or giving yourself a survivability champion with a nuker, and so that will get you through because you get all kinds of stuff, including sacred shards, which are super super nice, especially early. Don't open them unless there's an event going on. But you're trying to push through that campaign. You're going to focus down that campaign. And then after that, who you should level up as you get things going. There's a couple different things to look out for. The first thing is you're going to want to try and get 2 poison champs, someone to manipulate turn meter, and then you're going to want survivability. That's kind of the 4 things that I'm like, absolutely you should do. If you can get someone who gives you survivability like Director Drath, someone like Caden that has some revives, if you can find a revival champions are always nice. Someone like Apothecary who can manipulate turn meter, give you a more turn meter at the beginning of the battle, very helpful in every single game mode, will drastically increase your damage numbers in clan bosses, all that type of stuff. So you're really trying to set up your first team at this point. And so you're going to want, someone to manipulate turn meter, someone to debuff the enemy, someone to help your ally survive, and then you're going to want a nuker, and then your 5th slot can kind of go to whoever. I usually just say a second poison champion because we're focusing down Demon Lord as your next big thing. Now, that's a lot to give you. I know that's a lot to give you, but I want to give you one more piece. So we've talked about if you're brand new, you're focusing on campaign farming, you're focusing down at least 2 characters to get you through campaign. So your starting champion, and then either Rector Drath or Wukong, someone who can give you survivability or someone who can give you heals. Then you're trying to build out your first major squad is kind of the next thing. So you're looking out for things that can debuff enemies, buff allies, give speed to allies, and something that has poison, or 2 things that have poison. If you can get 2 things that have poison, you're going to be doing great starting off with the Demon Lord. Then I also want to put this out there because I don't want you deleting just random people that are good. There is an amazing website called Hell Hades. It's made by I think he's the top streamer for this game. This website will save your life. You can sit here, and this is how I knew Apothecary was good. I've got it right here. Apothecary, right? I go in here and I'm like, I don't want to go through and read all these champions. I just opened 13 champions. I don't want to read through all of their kits and figure out who's good, who's bad. Well, the good news is you don't have to, because you can just click on this and look at that, 3.5 stars. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Ads. 3.5 stars. Anything over 2.5 stars, so 3 stars, 3.5, 4, anything but basically 3-star or higher, I'm going to say keep until you know what their spot is. You can always also check and see exactly what they're good at in just various game modes. Very helpful. This is also a website where you can check, how to mod them and, what masteries to give them and all that kind of stuff. But we'll get to those in future episodes, future videos. Speaking of future videos, if you haven't already, get your start in Raid Shadow Legends today. Go check out the link down below. Go look at that QR code, whichever one's easier for you. It's going to help you out getting started on your second account, your first account, whatever it might be. Have a damn good time playing Raid Shadow Legends. But yeah, this website is absolutely gorgeous. I love this website. It's helped a ton. And so it doesn't matter who you're looking at, you can always go and check here. I do want to give you one more rule of thumb. We can actually show you using this website. If we go to the... If I can actually click on the things I'm supposed to. If we go to champion tier list, and we go and filter it, and we go uncommon and common, which is the 1-star and the 2-star that you're going to be getting, and then we filter it, you can see here that overall the majority, so you've got a 4-star right here, a 3-star right here, but then the majority of rare and common champions will be 1 or lower, and so this is their overall score along this column right here. And so 1 across the boards of basically everyone that you're just going to be common and uncommon. So if you see a common or uncommon and they aren't shield guard or armiger, you can basically be confident in just immediately getting rid of them, sacrificing them to other people, utilizing them, maybe taking them up a couple star levels just to devour them into another person. So you know, don't feel bad about, you know, commons and uncommons. They're super easy to get in general, so I wouldn't worry about them in general. The ones that you'd really want to keep an eye on and you want to start looking up is when you start opening and you're getting rares and that type of thing. Speaking of rares, and if you want to go into your Raid Shadow Legends and you want to get a good rare today, I've talked about promo codes in my last video. A solid promo code is welcome gift, and this promo code will give you a rare champion that's on the higher end, which is nice, and that's going to be Bellower right here. Very solid champion. He's basically a debuffer for enemies. He decreases their defense and attack, which is super helpful. As we talked about, you're looking out for people who can debuff the enemy and people who can buff your allies, and he's one of those people. So you know, very solid champion if you want to go throw that promo code in there. But just remember, commons, uncommons, most of them are not great. Rares and anything above that you're going to want to check. And even when you get like rares and better, you can get some garbage rares like this person right here, Avenger. You know, character model, beautiful, great. You know, I have her at level 44 stars. That's just because I'm bringing her up to 5 stars to devour her into another champion. She's not that good. You can go look at her abilities and everything and you'll come to the same conclusion. She's not that good. Now, I wanted to show you that website, Hell Hades, specifically because the in-game reviews are not correct. You can see here, a lot of people are like, ah, yes, I like Avenger. She's great. Well, you got to also remember that these reviews never get redone. They never get reset. And so from when this character came out, whenever it was, to now, it's going to be very, very different. And so I want you to warn you against the reviews. Be very, very careful with what the reviews are saying. I would trust Hell Hades. Of course, there's going to be some discrepancies. We all have our opinions. It is done by a person, and so it's not going to be quite, quite perfect. And hey, maybe there's some people out there that you really like, those passion project characters. You know, this character looks really cool, and I want to get them up, or I really like their kit, even though it's not the most optimized. Go for it. Passion projects are important to each one of us. There's a saying that I like to say, there's nothing wrong with a little pee-pee. Passion projects are vitally important. But hopefully that helps you guys kind of get an idea of who you should level up. Once again, starting thing, please just focus on Kale. Focus on your campaign farmer. Focus on getting 2 characters, someone that's going to hit hard, and then either another person that's going to hit hard, or someone to keep up your survivability. One of the two, very, very helpful, will get you through that brutal difficulty of campaign, and that is your main focus. Don't let up, let up off of it. Try and get Kale up to 6 stars, get him up to level 60, give him all of his skill books, put everything you can in him. But anything else, as you're going, take a look at Hell Hades. Does it fall into any of those categories that you could desperately need for a raid boss team? And do they have poison? Poison's always like literally I looked at one character that I got and they have 2 abilities, right? Where are they? This person right here, she has 2 abilities. I'm like, oh, she just can't be that good. She only has 2 abilities, right? And then I was like, oh, she's a 3. She's a 3-star. And then I looked at her abilities and she has poison. I'm like, oh, okay, that's why she's a 3-star. That makes sense. So that poison is just so good. And then, of course, any kind of revival characters are very important, especially as you start getting into faction wars. Revival characters are vitally important to your roster. So try not to get rid of revival characters in general. And then if you're ever unsure on anything rare or above, then please use Hell Hades. It's been super helpful to me, and I hope it's super helpful to you as well. And if you want a good rare today, go and type in that welcome gift promo code. It's going to give you Bellower. If you guys want to get started, once again, take a look at that link down below. It'll help you a ton. Give you Rector Drath, a revive character, a healing character, an awesome character that's helped me a ton. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for giving a damn.